Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, gonna go over the Columbus Blue Jackets season review today. Now, if you're a Blue Jackets fan, it's not gonna be in your favor. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be a good one. Alright, other than that, if you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so. Alright, let's get started. This is how their 2021 season went. They were 18, 26, and 12. So, a lot of one goal games, I'd imagine. At least 12 for sure. So, I mean, that was the difference between them and the teams below them is the amount of overtime losses. Gave them extra points. So they finished 28th out of 31 teams. They had a 15.4% power play rate, which is not very good. 27th out of 31. 79% on the pound to kill. Better on the pound to kill, but still, considering they have Jones, Werenski, they should be better than that. And they were 20th out of 31. They had a 2.39 goals for per game, tied for 28th out of 31 teams, and a 3.29 goals against average for 7th out of 31, which, like I say in the previous reviews, that one, the higher the number, the worse it is. So they scored 137 goals and allowed 187 goals against for a negative 50 goal differential. You can see why they were where they were. All right, key injuries during the season. Zach Werenski missed the last half of the season, which that was damaging at that point, but honestly, at that point, the damage to the team had already been done. Boone Jenner was out for parts of the season. Mikko Koivu ended up playing, I think it was 7 total games before he retired at the beginning of the season. That didn't help. Now, this wasn't an injury, but the Pierre-Luc Dubois issue was definitely a big part of this team's problem for the first half of the season. Not first half, but the first 5-6 games. And then his play in that last game that he played before then did not help the situation. Upcoming UFAs. They have Brandon Dubinsky, which, yes, he was injured all last year and is basically retired, so that one really doesn't mean much. Mikko Laine, who they got from Toronto in the trade deadline, and honestly, he'll probably go back to Europe, is my assumption. Michael Del Zotto, he's just a journeyman at this point. Zach Dalpe, honestly didn't even realize he was still playing. Michael Grigorenko, I think that one, I think he signed, I want to say I saw something he signed in Europe. Or not Europe, in Russia, I want to say, but I could be wrong. Stefan Matteau, the son of Stefan Matteau, spelled differently, but not what his dad was. And Ryan McInnes, another guy that he acquired this year. So nothing big in the UFA market for that. Upcoming RFAs, Cole Sherwood shouldn't cost a lot. Alexander Texier, a little bit of pay raise. I wouldn't say that he's going to get a massive amount because he started out the season really well and then disappeared. Just was not as effective offensively. And then you have Patrick Laine. What can you say about Patrick Laine that we all don't already know? He's not a very effective player when it comes to difficult situations. He's much more effective in easy situations, and when things get hard, he shuts down and does not play well. So, we'll see. There have been rumors that they're trying to trade him, and I don't see why they wouldn't want to, honestly. He is not the player that Winnipeg drafted. That's why they traded him, got what they could for him. Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't end up working out too great for them thus far, but he's still young. Laine is still young. Hopefully Laine can learn, but Laine is not going to do well under Columbus's coach. Oh, he will definitely not do well under him. But, oh wait, didn't they fire him? I can't remember now. I cannot remember who their coach is anymore. I think they got rid of... Did they get rid of him? I can't remember. Well, let's move on. Terrible contracts. Now, they don't have any really bad contracts. I'm just going with ones that probably will hurt. Cam Atkinson missed part of this season. Or not he didn't miss much. He missed a little bit, but he was still effective when he was there. He's been an effective player the last few years. $5.875 million through 2024-25 season. He's 32. So he's going to be in his upper 30s by then. So by the end of this contract, it may be a bad contract. But as of right now, it's not a bad contract. But I'm just saying that one just because it may end up being bad towards the end, but not now. Where Max Domi, $5.3 million seems like a lot for him right now. That's granted, he's a free agent after this next season. And I believe he is out for the beginning of next season. I want to say he had a surgery of some type. I have to look it up, but yeah, he's not worth $5.3 million at this point. And he's looking at his former team playing in the Stanley Cup Finals right now. That has to hurt a little bit. Who wants out of Columbus? Well, Seth Jones has already made that known. And that is a huge one. I mean, they got him for Ryan Johansson. Johansson, not too bad over in Columbus, but still having a couple off years. But still, he made the finals with them fairly early on after that trade, and Columbus just has not done that well. And Seth Jones wants out. He's got one more year before he's an RFA. Yeah, RFA. So he wants out. He's made it known that he wants out, and I can't think of a single team who would not want his services. He is a very good defender, decent offensively. He's not an absolutely monstrous offensive defender, but he is a decent offensive defender, and he is a hell of a defender. So I don't think there are many, if any, teams that would say no to him. Max Domi, on the other hand, he probably wants out, but this would make it team 4 in the last 4 years, 3 years. I don't think that bodes well for you, Domi. It's unfortunate. I always liked his dad playing. Always fun watching him fight people. Son doesn't do as much of that. He was supposed to be more of an offensive guy, and at this point, I'm not sure if he's going to amount to that. So he's got to figure out something to do with his game at this point. And Patrick Laine definitely wanted out because Tortorella, he broke him. He really did. He broke him. And Laine just did not play well under him. And I don't think that's going to change, even if they have a new coach. Top scorer and top goalie from the regular season. Oliver Bjorkstrand was the top scorer for Columbus. That tells you something. When Patrick Laine was traded for his offense, and he did not muster enough. Definitely not enough. But Oliver Bjorkstrand, 18 goals, 26 assists, 44 points. Good year for Bjorkstrand. Honestly, it really was. And if he can keep that up, he'll be a wanted asset here coming out for other teams. Now, goalies, it was hard to pick one who was better. Record-wise, Korpisalo was better. But numbers-wise, he was definitely not the better goalie. Merzlikins was better. But both missed time with injury this year, so that kind of exacerbated things. Korpisalo had 9 wins, which was the most wins for any of their goalies. 9, 13, and 7, 894 save percentage, and 3.30 goals against average. Now, looking back at his numbers, Korpisalo had maybe one season where he had stellar numbers. Other than that, he's had mediocre numbers. So I'm not sure if he's probably going to be the goalie for them. They'll probably use Merzlikins because he is worth more, honestly, to get something. But Korpisalo, I don't think, is a goalie to bring them out of this slump at all. Merzlikins could be, but like I said, they'll probably use him to get something in a trade this offseason. Because Merzlikins, 8, 12, and 5, still not a great record, but his numbers were much better. 916 save percentage and 2.77 goals against average, which is not the best in the league by any stretch, but it was good for this team. Upcoming draft. They have the 5th overall pick. They have the number 25 overall pick. And they have Tampa's first round pick, which is yet to be decided, which will be 31 or 32. If the series goes the way Game 1 did, they'll have 32. But I don't put it past Montreal to put a bit more of a fight up than that in that Game 1. They also have pick number 69, 101, 132, 133, 165, and 197. So they have quite a few draft picks. We'll have to see what they get. I mean, this is not a deep draft from what I understand, so we'll see how this goes. Future outlook. As of now, I don't see this team being good again for a while. Like I said, Columbus fans, you're not going to like this. 4 to 5 seasons before I can see them being competitive, and that's with some really good drafting. Excuse me. So, this team, they have to draft well and they have to develop well, which they've been very good about developing players. I have no doubt about that ability. It's just a matter of, can they get the team to actually win? At this point, they don't have much in the pipeline because they've been good for the last few years and they've traded assets. And this year they have a higher draft pick, so hopefully they can get something. I mean, from this draft, they'll probably end up with a defender, is my assumption. Because there are many more defenders than forwards in this draft. So, we'll see how this goes. But honestly, I don't see this team doing anything but rebuilding for the next few years. They've lost way too much in free agency and trades in the last few years. And, I mean, you look at their losses. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Panarin, Bobrovsky, Dzingel left, Matt Duchene left. I mean, just those alone. I mean, there's more than that. Nick Foligno, he left. Well, he didn't leave, but he was traded. But still, that's a lot of talent right there that just walked out the door pretty much for nothing other than Foligno and Dubois. But the Dubois trade is not looking good right now. Excuse me. So, this team has lost a lot. People obviously don't want to play there, unfortunately. So, we'll see how they do. Hopefully they can draft some guys who want to stay there. Because now Seth Jones wants out too. Who knows? Who's next? Werenski. There we go. No offense. I'm not trying to be offensive to the city of Columbus or the players or the team. But this is just the reality at this point. Look at what you're losing. You're doing something wrong. Fix it. Alright. Other than that, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop a new video. And other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.